I'm on a great adventure. I'm going from the Atlantic to the Pacific the hard way, over the top of the world. I'm going via the fabled Northwest Passage. For centuries it's been icebound, but these days, for just a few weeks in the summer, the ice melts and I can make a unique journey. Whoa! How unbelievable is this? It's a great chance to live out some boyhood dreams before I get creaky and old. Oh, wow! How about that? I've already had fun in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. How dare they? But now I'm heading into the great unknown where the going gets tougher.
The key to it all is remain elegant and cool.
I'm going to show you places that are bleak and weird. It's an absolute sensation. And I'll introduce you to a culture that I just love. I'm following in the footsteps of great explorers, and I'm going to have a laugh on my journey to the edge of the world.
Absolutely beautiful here.
My journey began on the Canadian Atlantic coast in Nova Scotia. I'm aiming to go through the Northwest Passage to my final destination, Vancouver Island, on the Pacific coast, 10,000 miles away. I've a long way to go yet, and much to see as I fly towards Iqaluit at the bottom of Baffin Island. I'm well off the tourist map now. It's starting to feel foreign and different, and I love it.
Oh, there's a big iceberg. Have a look at that.
Baffin Island is home to the Inuit. They don't mind being called Eskimos, but they prefer Inuit. They're a proud hunting people, and they've always intrigued me. I remember wondering, what's it like to live on the edge of the world? Well, here's my chance to find out.
Oh, erect at last. Great. What a lovely flight, what a lovely day.
Iqaluit is the biggest town on Baffin Island. I've asked my taxi driver, Nicole, to show me the sights. She's lived among the Inuit for 8 years.
I just want to come and see what it looks like. Who were the people living at the other end of the world?
Yeah. For most of the year, this is all covered in snow, and it only looks like this for a few weeks in the summer.
And it's funny the way the place looks all untidy, because the snow covers all that up, doesn't it? And then when the snow goes away, the place looks kind of raggedy arse.
In winter time, the snow comes so hard, it's like a different planet.
Where's this?
This is the road to nowhere.
Oh, I love it. It's a great address. In the middle of nowhere.
Nicole tells me the road to nowhere is popular with courting couples.
For the Inuit people, they would say Akuluk. And that means that I love you because you're a good person.
Akuluk.
Akuluk. No, not Akuluk. They're going to say Akuluk. And they will hug you like this.
Give me another one of those things.
Okay, Ekuni.
Ekuni. I think you just... I think you just snorted my moustache off. My moustache went like...
Well, you have to make sure you don't have a cold.
Do you know what it reminds me of? When your children come home at night and you say, "Where were you?" and they say, Nowhere. This is where they bathed. One of the world's mysteries solved at a stroke.
At Connolly, it's odd. It's not just that there isn't any snow or that there's a lot of southerners here. It just feels like it's neither fish nor fowl. But a trip to the local museum showed me how life used to be here. These people just looked complete in their sealskin clothes and with their dog sleds. They knew who and what they were.
It's funny, they look like a different species from the Inuit who live here. When you see people in their traditional role with all those furs and things on, they look so much happier.
I'd so loved to have known these people.
I love those parkas with the baby in the hood. It's a great look.
Maybe I'm hankering for the past, but I'm not the only one. Wee Tookie comes in here every week just to watch this film of a world gone by. It's so sad.
Are you in this?
Huh?
Are you in the film?
No, I know the people. I know the people.
Oh, you just know the people?
Yeah. My father, uncle, that one. That's the one.
That's him there?
Yeah.
With the helmet on? Your grandfather's brother?
Yeah.
Golly.
Nobody alive, all dead.
Oh, they're all
That
dead?
people, yeah. He's dead. And he's dead. And him.
Oh, wow. I just come out of that museum there, and it's the saddest thing, because they look so happy. They look so complete, and the clothes look right, they look right, they look happy with their kids. Happy is the word, you know, they know where they are and they're in total control of it. And it's funny when you come out and you see this, they don't seem to be in control of this. Because I don't know what to make of this. This isn't home sweet home to me. Those sheds and these buildings that look as if they've arrived in a parcel. It's there's something not right about it. But just seeing them has moved me deeply, especially that wee man Tookie. His life was something else, and I was just told a minute ago that he lives at the Salvation Army here, and it's made a wee hole in my heart, you know. This little Inuit man at the Salvation Army in this place.
Iqaluit feels temporary, like the whole thing could be folded up and swept away tomorrow. Tookie's world seems very distant, replaced by prefabs and fast food. One woman, Rebecca Vivi, is doing her bit to bring back traditional northern cooking on her television show. I popped into her kitchen where it's recorded.
Did anybody ever get so excited about a blender?
Thank you, sir.
Rebecca's on a crusade to get Inuit people to eat more of their natural foods like caribou and seal. She blames the rise in diabetes among them on Western foods, fast foods. Can't wait for my caribou burger. Hope I'm getting one. Oh, thank you. That looks wonderful, Rebecca. How do you do?
Oh,
How
fine,
lovely.
and you?
What kind of soup is this?
This is muktak soup.
Muktuk.
Beluga.
Oh, this is beluga whale. Muktuk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a caribou.
Yes, it looks delicious.
Okay. This is hamburger.
Thank you very much, Rebecca.
You're welcome.
Oh. What can I tell you? I'm eating caribou with a genius. Excellent.
Yes.
But I want to taste this muktuk.
Okay.
Thank you
We
very
go
much.
together.
Absolutely, let's go. Is this muktuk here?
Yeah, that's a muktak. What do you think?
It's delicious.
Oh, thank you, Billy. And nakamit, tabaw, we have to say bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you next time.
See you next time.
We can't stop eating, right?
Can I move in with you?
Anytime. Long as you cook.
My journey continues up Baffin Island. I'm leaving Iqaluit and flying 180 miles north to a town called Pangnirtung. Pangnirtung is an old whaling town nestling on the shores of the Cumberland Sound.
I like the look of this. 204 upstairs. Welcome to 204. Give you a wee guided tour of beautiful Pangnirtung. You might recognise the name here, the Hudson's Bay Company. They were all this colour, Hudson's Bay places. The white walls with the red roof, you see them all over the Arctic. But what they used to do was trade with the local Inuit guys, and they would give them ammunition and tobacco and all that instead of money. Hudson's Bay Company, old blubber station. They would haul the whales up here and skin them and take the fat off and reduce the blubber to oil and export it all over the world. That was a huge industry here until they killed all the whales, so the whales took the hint and buggered off. It's a ramshackle looking place, and I personally wouldn't like to live here. Having said that, I haven't been invited to live here. And I'm sure the people here don't give a toss whether I would like to live here or not, but they seem very happy. And their children seem extremely happy. Hey. They all play out in the street and they laugh a lot and they're very, very friendly. I'm supposed to go and see a man called Simeone who plays the accordion. You should come with me. We'll have a wee look. Apparently he plays Scottish music on his accordion, for reasons best known to himself. That's so good. It makes me quite homesick, that.
I have a lot of fun with this little box.
It's a beauty. Where did you get it?
I bought it from a Hudson Bay Company store.
Oh, yeah?
1970.
And we were just talking about Hudson Bay there.
Yeah, and in 1973. I was about 6 or 7 years old. My dad used to come to Pangnirtung to get supplies like ammunition for his rifle, tea and tobacco, of course. He was crazy about it. I came here with them, and that's where I saw a white man first time when I was 6 or 7 years old.
What do you think?
Well, I thought he was the ugliest man I ever saw.
Must have been a relative of mine.
No.
How come you play such a Scottish sound?
Well, because that's where the accordion music come from years ago. I think.
Yeah.
The music came from the whalers.
Yeah.
And when the whalers come to spend the winter here, they bring their accordions with them. And the people are really adapt to that, the Inuit people.
Yes. We've got a recording of that. I'm going to try and learn that on my banjo. Play that tune again. It's my second week on Baffin Island, and today I'm undertaking a trek that'll take me away into the wilderness across the Arctic Circle. It'll be tough going, but I've come properly prepared. Well, this is my Pang hat, hand knitted in Pang. And you're never really here until you get your hat on.
I'm heading for the Ayuituk National Park, carved out in the last ice age 2 million years ago. And it's one of the most unspoilt, unexplored, spectacular places on Earth.
As he boldly steps into the wilderness, caring not a jot for life or limb. Never heard of him again after that, when the bear dived out from behind the rock and consumed him in one swallow.
In fact, polar bears are regular visitors to the park. They're one of the most deadly carnivores on the planet, but I've got a small can of bear spray with me, and Billy the park ranger's going to show me how to use it.
Hello, Billy.
Nice to meet you,
Welcome
man.
to National Park.
Show me how to use a spray, Billy. I've had it in my pack, but I don't know how to use it.
First, this is a safety trigger, so you just will need to pull this.
Yeah, you pull the white thing right
It's
off.
slide off before use, and you just basically
All
spray
right,
it.
I got it. I just don't want to be eaten.
No.
I don't want to be chased by something that's hungry. It's one of my nightmares.
But you're going to have to be close, probably about maybe 2-3 meters.
Bear spray. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
It might work that way. But it's
I've got a
basically-
funny
hey,
feeling this is a waste
This is
of time.
kind of very tempting to push this way. So you
yeah,
have to-
it's quite right in your face.
yeah.
Connolly of the great outdoors. Bear watcher and hiker. Scared of nothing because I have my trusty aerosol with me. No polar bear dares come within 3 meters of me. It's a dead one. Here's what I like. If you look up, you see the cliff sticking through the mist there. And the way the cloud is lower than the mountains at the end of the glen there. Well, it's a fjord here, but it's a glen where I come from. I love it. I absolutely love that. If you look at the very top of that mountain up there, it's brilliant.
The name Ayuituk means the land that never melts, but they're thinking of changing its name to Ailituk, the land that never used to melt. Global warming is melting the glaciers and sending water cascading through the park. Crossing these rivers is trickier than it looks.
So you try and get stable with this one and try and get to that one, leaning on that one. Ah, shit! On the other hand, one can just leap into the briny, not caring a jot what may become of one. But remember, the key to it all is remain elegant and cool. Like the man said. Try and retain one's composure at all costs. If you come with me, I'll show you one of the greatest luxuries known to man. That is, man without a spin dryer. The wringing of the socks. Sounds like an old Scottish custom, doesn't it? Wring out the socks, wring in the new. I know that they're still wet, but it doesn't matter. They're a great deal drier than they were. They feel dry, it's just a joy. It feels so good I could have a little dance where I'm standing. Come with me and we'll go into the Arctic Circle together. This is the official marker up here. Arctic Circle. I shall now step into the Arctic Circle. God, it's cold here. Freezing.
I'm getting close to the edge of the world now. and I'll get closer as I move further north. And the north brings with it a peculiar kind of quietness, and I find it's a lovely thing. I don't know why. I don't particularly get profound thoughts, I just get nothing. It's just a big, big emptiness, and it's awfully good for me.
As my old granny used to say, good night, my dear, and sweet repose. Lie on your back and you won't squash your nose. And don't forget your bear spray. Night, night.
Day 2 of my great trek. No bears to report, just silence and solitude. But this vast, beautiful landscape can only be truly appreciated from above. I'm being taken even further into the wilderness, up to the glaciers themselves.
I never thought I would do anything like this in my life. It's an absolute sensation. Just this huge white rivers coming down every valley. This is the Turner Glacier, 2,500 square miles of ice. And it's melting. Now if you listen, you'll hear it. It's gurgling. Listen. I never heard a glacier melt before. What a jolly noise. It's supposed to be frightening, but you can't. You just sort of, you know, when you hear and read all this stuff about global warming and ice melting, you're supposed to be kind of scared. But I think I'm too stupid to be scared. I get carried away with the beauty of it and the grandeur of the thing. I mean, look at this. I don't remember being in a more extraordinary place. How unbelievable is this? I've been on another planet. I've never seen anything remotely like this in my life. I've got nothing to say. What a great feeling. I would finish the great trek. What a superb place. What a privilege. Next stop, Igloo Lick. Haven't a clue what it's like. Whether it's got igloos or licking, I have no idea. But it's bound to be really interesting.
There's just a handful of little towns on Baffin Island, and there are no roads in or out. You can only get between them by plane. If ever you're flying in a wee one like this, I've got a tip for you.
Don't drink before you come on, there's no toilet. I've brought a little jar with me, but I haven't had course to use it. Here it is. I haven't had course. And I'm glad I haven't, because the neck is a bit wee. I would have been I would have been much better with a jam jar. Some say a goldfish bowl. I'm a legend in my own time.
I'm now deep inside the Arctic Circle, and I'm still heading north to a little island called Igloo Lick. This is the mode of transport most popular around here. A bit of a death trap, if you ask me. Too many wheels.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Igloolik is one of the most traditional towns in the north. If I'm really going to experience the old ways I saw in that film at the museum, it's going to be here.
Gosh, the scenery here, the place is as flat as a pancake. It must be whipped seriously by winds. Hi, kids. Hi, hi. Hello. Funny kids everywhere are the same. They just love waving to stuff. Trains, buses, idiots on quad bikes.
I'm going to be here for a few days, so I've decided to go native. I'm going to get a traditional sealskin suit made up by Atua, the local seamstress. Now, I should warn you, she doesn't speak a word of English, but don't worry, I'll translate.
Hello. Ah. Hello, Atua. How lovely to meet you, Billy Connolly. Very pleasant. I'm here to get a nice suit, a nice hairy suit. I'm glad to hear it. See, I'm getting measured with the kitchen tiles. How sophisticated can you get? She's obviously saying I'm something of a he-man now. I'm a huge, muscly creature. A man capable of killing many caribou and seals. That loses something in the translation. Walrus killer. Arms that can strangle a caribou in one squeeze. This I'm keeping to myself. None of your damn business. This is incredible. It's an extraordinary process of softening, both with the saliva and the chewing. That's wonderful, my goodness. But she's softening the entire skin that way by folding it, chewing it, folding it, chewing it. And the softness is extraordinary when you feel it. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's getting very soft. How to wear your teeth to a point. My teeth are getting painful just watching it. Well, that's me being made to measure. I think she'll have a problem with the 18-inch vents and the French seams. Open on one side, closed on the other. Never fails to kill the ladies. So it's going to take a couple of days to get that stuff together. Let's have a wee look at Igloolik. Take you around on my death machine. Coming up the hill to the graveyard, which is terrifyingly near the rubbish dump. Hey, kid. Hey, kiddo. It's funny that. It's like a graveyard for people on top of the hill and a graveyard for stuff at the bottom of the hill. We're coming up to that space age building, the polar bear research place. Looks as if it just landed this morning, doesn't it? Got a real treat for you here. Well, should I say it's a real treat for me being an old folkie. We have Mary and Rhoda along here who do Inuit throat singing. And in the old days, this is the way they passed the news from one to the other, and I'm dying to hear it, and I'm sure you're going to like it too. See you at the gig. That is extraordinary. It's rock and roll. Now, who was doing the
We were both doing it.
You changed that around?
Yeah.
And that's where this throat thing comes. It's staggering. I love it. Can you do one with words in it? Could you let me hear one that's got some words in it?
Okay.
A story in it?
This one is called the dog team. The dog's making
good.
the noise.
Oh, lovely. Oh, that's my favourite. That is brilliant. It's wonderful.
It takes a lot of time to practice.
Oh, it must take forever. Something just jumped on your back. There's something living inside your jacket. I think he's the one making the noise. She's not singing at all. There's a little guy in here. I absolutely love it. I'd love to
Try it?
I don't know how to do it.
You just use your voice.
I go, oh. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make a film with you. I won't embarrass you for trying it. I'm not doing it. No, leave me alone. Give me a wee bit of the dog one again. Please do a wee bit more of the dog one. It's so exciting to find something you like that you've never heard in your life before. God, it's good. I feel like the first time I heard Buddy Holly, Hank Williams, you know, it's just Earl Scruggs. It's just, my skin's gone creepy. I just love it. I love it.
I feel I'm getting closer to the Inuit now, but you can't really understand life here without talking to one of the elders. I'm on my way to meet Abraham. He was born in an igloo 70 years ago, and he's made it through to the age of cable television and double glazing. As an elder, his job is to preserve the language, pass on the hunting skills, and remind the youngsters about their history.
My name is Abraham.
I've never met an elder before. I'm sure it was really interesting. You have the nicest laugh. You have the most wonderful laugh. The other day we were on a glacier and it was melting and it sounded like you laughing. Abraham and I are going to Igloolik Point, which is just over here. It's a kind of peninsula off Igloolik. There's a ceremonial site there for the Inuit people and also a graveyard where an explorer is buried. It's an extraordinary place. We're just about to sail through a wee crop of icebergs. I feel like an explorer myself. It's wonderful.
In 1822, another bunch of ugly white men sailed into these waters. Captain William Parry and his men were searching for the elusive Northwest Passage, but they got iced in here. All hell broke loose when one of the crew started seeing a local married woman. According to the Inuit legend, her husband asked the shaman to cast a spell to get rid of the sailors. The story goes the ice broke the very next day and Parry's men set sail for home. But this crew member didn't make it through that winter.
Poor old Alexander, eh? Alexander Elder. 36 years of age. He was with William Parry's expedition. And he died here in 1823 and was buried. I found some stuff in a diary of the ship at the time. But there's an interesting bit here. During the 16th, a party were employed digging his grave, but after many hours' labour and breaking 10 pickaxes, were unable, on account of the frozen state of the earth, to penetrate deeper than 3 feet. And the Inuit didn't bother burying people. In the early days, they would just put them on an ice floe and send them off. But the British, dependent on doing the right thing, broke 10 pickaxes to get Mr. Elder 3 feet down. And here he remains. Igloolik is famous among these communities as being the most traditional. They speak the most traditional form of the language and they stick to the old ways. But of course the kids are all getting into hip-hop and everything. It's the oldest story in the world, isn't it? The old ones want it to stay the same and the young ones want it to change.
I see the West's influence everywhere, even in the games people play.
Hi guys.
But I'm pleased to say some of the old Inuit pastimes still survive. Fancy some mouth-pulling, high-kicking? Stick with me.
Let me see that. How high is that? 7 feet?
About 6:10.
Nobody's getting up there. I don't believe it. You'll have to show me again, because I don't believe it. Oh, that's very good. Oh my God. Where are they from? Oh, it's a special Alaskan kicking medal. The Inuit Games.
You want to see North Pole?
Yeah, I don't believe in this.
You wanted to see North Pole, so just gonna. You like that? Very cool. Oh, that's good.
That's the silliest game I ever saw. I don't think I'll be trying that anytime soon. Look, isn't that painful?
It is. Right here. And I heard some stories from elders. They used to rip their.
Rip the mouth.
Yeah.
And don't ever put your finger in my mouth. And don't pick your nose. You know, the whole side of your face can come off, you know.
There's no such thing as bad weather, just the wrong clothes. It could be minus 36 degrees here in winter, and I'd love that.
Holy moly. This is the first really Arctic day we've had.
This is just August, and look at it. My time in Igloolik is almost up. They're trying hard here to hold on to their old ways in a world of iPods and high-speed internet. And I think the best bits of the old way will survive. I don't know about the mouth pulling, though.
I've always felt that before a little hunting, a visit to the tailor's is required. Suitably accoutred, I shall go and kill something furry for no reason at all, but to eat it raw, I would imagine. Come with me. We'll frighten an animal to death by jumping behind a tree dressed like this.
I'm on the last leg of my journey through Baffin Island. I'm heading for a town called Pond Inlet up in the north coast. It's my final stopping off point before I hit the Northwest Passage. And it's not short on scenery, is it? But I'm in Pond Inlet for one reason only.
Hi, David. Hello.
I'm joining David, Maggie and the kids on a typical family weekend outing. I told you I wanted to get to the heart of Inuit culture. Well, here's the real deal.
We're going hunting. We're going to get a seal or something. We're going to kill something. I'm not. Not that I'm Mr. Goody-Goody, but I want to see them do it. These people aren't hunting for fun, you know. They're not tiptoeing over the moors to bag a few grouse for a laugh. Wilderness. Another fine mess I've got myself into, and I'll be camping here tonight. Dear God, I must be off my head. Not the spot I would have chosen as a dedicated follower of Baden Powell. There comes a time in every man's life when he should swear never to go camping again. Sure proof that he's learned the good life. It doesn't seem to have happened to me yet.
Maggie's in charge of starters. Us boys are going to get the main course. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm not wearing my sealskin suit, it's because Eric here says it's not cool.
Do you know this guy has shot a seal? Eric has shot a seal. When they told me, I thought they were talking about his brother, Curtis. No, it's this guy, Killer Dilla. 5 years of age. Amazing. He's very good at standing still too, isn't he? Seal hunting arouses strong emotions, so it's maybe worth saying they're not an endangered species. Last count, there were more than 5 million seals in Arctic waters, and they're all giving us a wide berth. The seal seems to be taking a bugger this approach to the hunt. Missed. He's going beyond the next point. He said there's some behind there, but he thinks there's a baby one. I don't know how he knows that. I don't know how they know anything. As you've probably guessed, another seal has had the temerity to stick its head up and have a look around, and may well pay the full price.
Yeah, correcto. Strong seal.
Jesus.
Big seal, but good to eat. Seal meat later. We eat some cooked.
Yeah.
Good.
Look at the size of it. I feel very guilty having taken part in it. But that's silly. Absolutely silly. It's obviously a part of the culture. It's not part of mine. I learned a lot about myself. I thought I'd changed since I come here. I haven't. I'm still a big bleeding heart hippie liberal. I thought I'd become all into it and used to it. And I understand. Well, I don't understand at all. I don't understand in the bloody least. I get it. Of course I do. And I'm all for it. I'm all for them being allowed to kill their quota of animals and carry on as they've done for centuries. Even as we speak, it's being eaten just behind me, raw and enjoyed immensely. Its eyes are being eaten. It's red bits and white bits. And it really brought it home to me what the Inuit are and what I am. We're completely foreign to each other, and I love their foreignness, and I love them. I thought I was getting close. No, I'm not. It was a real reminder of how the world actually works. Some people shoot things and some people go to the butchers and buy things. I'm the guy who goes to the butchers and they're the people who shoot stuff. I think it's as simple as that. It seems like ages ago since we landed at Iqaluit or watched Rebecca making muktuk soup. Gosh, we've seen Simeone playing his accordion. We've heard throat music, so listened to wise old men like Abraham. We've gone trekking, stood on glaciers. The overwhelming memory I have of Baffin Island is the people. The kindest, nicest people I've come across in a long, long time. I mean, there's one who virtually haunts me. He's a little man I met in the museum in Iqaluit, and he goes in every day to watch this rerun of a film. His grandfather is in it, his grandfather's brother, his uncle is in it. His whole world has radically changed. It's gone from the dog sled to the internet, and to me he represents this whole part of the world. And now I'm about to set off for the Northwest Passage, which is pretty much that way. We're going to sail the Northwest Passage for 8 days. I thing that explorers tried to do for centuries, and some even died in the attempt. But we're going to do it with comparative ease, and we're going to have a laugh. Why don't you come with us?